Welcome to Winter. How do you pronounce the name of this city in English? It is really rough. You should see the things that YouTube does when it tries to figure out what kind of subtitle to put under the word Winterthur, whatever. Anyway, wherever we are, my name's Mike Gray, and that was a sneeze. And it's great that, I was going to say great to see you, but I don't, but hopefully it's great for you to see me again, because it has been an entire week since the last time I put something of a, let's say, biblical, theological, pastoral nature on the internet. By the way, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Gray, and I am a pastor in the Swiss State Church, or the Swiss Reformed State Church here in town. And it's been a rough week. Part of it's some just physical stuff. I get migraine headaches fairly often, and they can really, really mess up your life. And recently I've just started taking medication that's supposed to suppress the headaches. I'm not entirely sure what the medication is doing. It's definitely suppressing my brain, but it's sort of making up for that by letting me have migraine headaches anyway, which is not a whole lot of fun. Anyway, that kind of made this last week a little bit tricky. And then this is just a generally weird time. Here in Switzerland, and I'm thinking a lot of other places, we're sort of restarting normal life, but sort of not quite, at least not properly. It's not the complete lockdown situation that we were in several weeks ago, but it's definitely not normal either. And normal is different than what we're doing right now. A lot of times you're not quite sure what you're supposed to be doing, to be honest. And thank God I'm not a politician, because they really aren't sure about what they're supposed to be doing. They're trying to act like they are, which doesn't help matters, I don't think. Early on, we had confirmation kids who were really excited about helping some of our seniors and going shopping for them. And you started to notice over the last couple of weeks that they've been at this a while, and things are kind of settling in, and they're kind of getting bored, and they got other stuff to do, and maybe don't really want to go, don't show up. But, on the other hand, I was really looking forward to restarting our confirmation classes and seeing all of them again. I've got a really great class, and the plan was for us to start normal classes in a couple of weeks. And then just about 2 days ago, we got a new piece of information. Yeah, well, no, we're not doing that after all. And so you're kind of stuck in between. And it's a confusing time, where a lot of the time you're honestly confused about what the right choices are, what the right actions are. Do you invite people? Do you not invite people? Do you wear a mask? Do you not wear a mask? And it seems like everybody else knows exactly what to do. Me, to be honest, not so much. But now here's the really weird part. In a lot of ways, isn't this exactly the kind of life situation that, to be honest, the meditations I've been doing are supposed to help with? I mean, let me be very clear about this. I started doing these meditations in part, and very obviously, to share them with people, particularly English speakers in the area, but also for myself, because I noticed it was good for me to be doing this regularly. But somehow I noticed that it wasn't working for me last week. And let me tell you, not for lack of trying. Early on in the week, I actually took some notes and thought about some stuff, and I thought I had some stuff that meant something to me that I wanted to share, and I started filming, and at some point I sort of reached over and pushed the off button, and it was over. 3 days ago, I tried again. In fact, I actually recorded an entire meditation. In fact, I recorded, to be honest, 4 or 5 times because I wasn't happy with the way it kept on coming out. And finally, after sort of listening to what I'd done, I kind of went back and looked at some of the other things I've done and realized, Mike, you're pretty much saying the exact same stuff you've already said, so why even bother? And so, yeah, that one didn't make it to YouTube either. As I said, it's been a weird week. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's kind of the situation that a lot of us are in right now. But you know what did help me this last week? It was a talk with a woman at the retirement home. A woman that I've already mentioned a couple of times. I'm going to guess she's probably in her late 70s, so a little younger than a lot of other people there. And she has a neurological disorder that makes it difficult for her to communicate and verbalize things. I think I mentioned once earlier that one thing we've been doing together is just trying to pray the Lord's Prayer in German. And you need to understand how much that frustrates this deeply spiritual woman who always prayed and always sung, and for whom these things have so much meaning, not to be able to get the damn words out. And early on, one of the first times we met, a Bible verse came to my mind that I've shared with her. And each time we meet, I'll read it to her when she starts getting frustrated about not being able to speak and talk and communicate and pray. And every time I read these words, she shows just a little bit of relief, just a little bit of a feeling, oh yeah, it's okay. And the Bible passage comes from Paul's epistle to the Romans, chapter 8, verses 26 and 27, where he writes the following: "The Spirit of God helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray as we ought, but the Spirit himself speaks for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches hearts knows what is the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit speaks for us according to the will of God." Now, I usually shorten it a little bit for her so that she can get all the ideas in. But every time she hears this thought, I don't have to find the words I want for God to understand my heart. You can just see how her shoulders get a little bit looser, how she can straighten up her spine just a little bit more and breathe that sigh of relief. And, well, hey, doctor, why don't you try a taste of your own medicine? I wonder if that's maybe not one of the most powerful Bible texts ever written for those of us who preach on a regular basis. We don't always have to find the right words to say. We don't always have to know what the right thing to do is either. Because otherwise, what's the point of believing in God in the first place? He's got this. We can trust. We can relax. So that's my thought for today. Stay safe. Keep hope. Be cautious and yet courageous, and I know that's a contradiction. And may God bless us and keep us. Well, it's actually a couple of hours later. I ran out of time before, and I had to get over to the retirement community where I work as a chaplain and spend some time with old folks who were waiting to be allowed to spend half an hour meeting with family members who had called up to be allowed to sit and talk with them through a sheet of plexiglass in a pavilion in the garden for half an hour. When the old people say they feel like they're being treated like prisoners, you'd be surprised at how many similarities there actually are. But oddly enough, it's just about always when I head over there and spend some time with them. It was a wonderful time. I loved it, the old people loved it, and baby Capone absolutely had a blast and probably gained about 1.5 kilos from all the treats he was given. The song I'd like to sing is called Blessed Be Your Name, and it comes from the book of Job that tells us the story of a man who had to deal with issues in his personal life, a great deal more severe than most of us could ever even imagine, even in an outbreak of the coronavirus. Blessed be your name in the land that is plentiful, where your streams of abundance flow. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name when I'm found in the desert place, though I walk through the wilderness. Blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. Blessed be your name when the sun's shining down on me, when the world's all as it should be. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name on the road, walk with suffering, though there's pain in the offering. Blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will sing. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. You give and take away. You give and take away. My heart will choose to say, Lord, blessed be your name. You give and take away. You give and take away. My heart will choose to say, Lord, blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. You know, if a man as ornery and impatient as Job could say that under circumstances far more confusing than I will ever even imagine living in. If he could say that, so can I. And so can you. You take care now. See you all next time, whenever that is.